A lot of people think that, it's very challenging growing like large, lush tropical plants, but anyone can do it in any environment. You just need to give them the right conditions, you need to give them the right nutrition, the right light, and really just educate yourself. This is my Hoya Cutis-Porcelana. Native to the Philippines, its translation is porcelain skin. A lot of Hoyas, sometimes when you give them a lot of light, they get this like sun stressing. So you can see that at the top of the plant, it's pretty red. And then down here, it's like a light green. I guess they kind of tan. And that's okay, like this is totally normal to see. This is the Philodendron Brandtianum. This plant is known to be very tricky because the leaves tend to need a lot of humidity, a lot of spraying, and so I've decided to attach a moss pole to it. Moss is a substrate that can hold on to a lot of water. While the moss pole is wet, there's kind of like a little environment around the leaf. There's a lot of humidity, and therefore kind of the best environment for these leaves to kind of come out unscathed.
Over here is one of my absolute favorite plants, my Philodendron Fleur de Bronze. In their natural habitat, they like to climb. So as it matures, it attaches the roots to whatever substrate you provide. I like to use moss poles. This really encourages the plant to get larger leaves and to become this size. Here's another plant that I have growing on a moss pole. As you can see, the roots have grown through the moss pole and have gone down all the way to the floor. So this is really an effective way for you to get your plants to grow to maturity, mimicking the conditions of how they would grow if they were in the wild. Welcome to my grow tent. In here is a really good place for the plants because it's a controlled environment. This tent typically sits at around 75% humidity and is currently sitting at around 22 degrees Celsius. So the Hoyas love it. You can see this Hoya is getting a flower. This is the Hoya Rebecca. They are not super picky with natural lighting. So as you can see, the supplemented lighting, the artificial lighting, it does great for them.
So this is my walk-in greenhouse in my apartment's living room. When this came into my apartment is when I knew that I had a bit of a problem. This is where I keep a lot of the plants that want higher humidity, that are a little bit of my problem children. There is a nice humidifier in here that keeps the humidity nice and high. The temperature is also quite a bit higher in here too, so it's my best ability to sort of simulate what it would be like growing in Indonesia, where I am in Halifax. This is also where I tend to keep a lot of my favorite plants, the ones that I want to grow faster and get really, really nice.
So here I have two IKEA cabinet. I have a really fun philodendron lime green one here that I always just love looking at. Here I have a new orchid there that's just mounted on a cork board. And yeah, I just have to mist it every few days to keep the humidity up. And then over here, I can open this one. So I try to keep the humidity around 55 to 70 using the tray here with the pebbles. I just kind of like pour water into the pebble tray to keep the humidity high. And some fun ones here. This Alocasia Melo has such a cool pattern. It's one of my favorite. Anthurium, I have a few in this cabinet. This one has such a cool texture as well.
This is my living room. This is my Pothos Philodendron waterfall shelf. I feel like the best tip I could give is, especially because these guys are super high up, I can't really check on the soil to see whether or not it is dried out enough. But visually, you can just tell by looking at the leaves. If it looks like they've kind of started curling in on themselves, that's usually a sign that they're ready for a good drink. Otherwise, they look good. I'm not gonna climb up there if I don't need to.
I have a lot of Alocasias in here. I also have my rarest, my most expensive plants, Syngonium, Albo, and of course, my favorite plants, Monstera, Albo over here. Because she has a lot of white that don't do photosynthesis, we have to put her under grow lights. It's very easy to care for. It's like my regular Monstera. We have to water it when the soil is very dry. That's it. All the collectioner wants to have this one because it's very pretty and very rare. It's very rewarding to have plants. You have to try and learn. If you fail, it's just a plant. You're gonna have another one and you're gonna try with another one. It's not that bad.